All right, so welcome everybody. My name is Tony. I'm in 8th grade. I go to Bessie Carmichael Middle School. This is my friend Antonio Johnson. We both go to Bessie Carmichael. So I'm happy to have all you guys here. Shout out to Uncle Rudy. I'm happy I met that guy. He's like second dad to me. So I'd like to bring up Mayor Ed Lee.
Thank you, Tony and Antonio. Middle graders rule in the city of San Francisco. We are here in the hood at United Playaz. I've had the pleasure of knowing not just Rudy, but all these kids for quite a number of years. The generation before them, we worked together on the streets. In those early years, I think the message to us in the city was give us a chance. And I know our police chief, I know our supervisors, Supervisor Kim, Supervisor Breed, and I joined together with our education leaders, our school district, to say that we had to give our kids more than the chance. And these days, although I think earlier in the years it was about a chance to recover, restorative justice, getting out of problems, these days I think it's been more about prevention and more about success. And in these kids' eyes, I'll tell you, we got the new leaders coming aboard San Francisco right in their eyes. And I want to thank Rudy and the entire staff here and their board of directors for figuring it out. You know, when this Neighborhood Stabilization Fund was created some years ago with the leadership of the supervisor here and the board and the mayor establishing this fund, we realized that change was coming about. And if our nonprofits that were struggling were not going to get caught up in being victimized, if you will, by the market, they would have to figure out this quickly. And I know Rudy and the board did figure it out, and now they own this building. This is incredible. Incredible. Look at middle graders and earlier, how do you like owning your own building? It feels good, right? Yeah, destiny is yours. And we want to make sure that this city is also part of that destiny, the entire city of San Francisco. And that's why our police department is working with you early ahead so you know their names, you know who they are. Hopefully you'll think about a cadet program because we've got that running. But we also have a great education, public education institution that when you graduate, when you get out of middle school and into high school, you're on the way to college, we want that track. We want you tracking in to be our local talent. That talent is going to really foster in the city, county of San Francisco. We mean it. It's not just words. We have been setting things up for some years, and I'm all about not just helping our nonprofits and our kids, but building more housing so you can afford to live here, that you and your families can be here for a long, long time, and that your families can also own residential as well as community neighborhood centers. We are all about the success of our kids, and I'm so glad that a number of entities came together. You figured out the relationship that you have to have with the city. You have to be a good nonprofit. You got to be community-based. But you also have to figure out a relationship with business leaders in the city. That's what you've done as well. And I want to just give a shout out to Mr. Conway and many of the tech leaders who said we want to invest in people that also recognize this relationship. That's how this building's ownership came about. It's all of these relationships have to be understood. But it begins with good heart, with people in the hood saying, we're going to be about the community and the neighborhood, about kids, about us, about our destiny growing up, about being positive about life. And I want to say thank you to you and the spirit that's here, that's always here. You can feel it when you walk in and you see the bars, the exercise bars already. That's how it's defined here. It's get ready, get exercise, get in shape, because going ahead with United Playaz is about being in shape, about making sure you do all the right things and get yourself ready for success. Thank you to United Playaz. Thank you for all of the relationships that you have built with all of our communities, our government, our supervisors, and the neighborhood right here in SOMA. This is a great recipe for success. And I say to all the other nonprofits, follow the lead here because this is doing it right. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
give Ed a hand.
All right, so now we're going to, oh gosh. So now we're going to bring up another speaker, James Kim.
The first thing I asked was why they weren't in school today. But they told me that I should say, because I asked them what I should say, they said that we are smart enough that we can miss some school today. So I committed to my talking points. First of all, welcome to the South of Market. It is so amazing to be a part of this community. And it's just amazing to look around the room and see all the individuals that make this neighborhood healthier, safer, and stronger. This is a partnership. It is a community and a partnership, and I'm so lucky to represent a community that works so hard to make this community work. Last week, Supervisor Breed and I were at the opening of Larkin Street, who also own their building, providing services to youth that live on our streets. And it's so amazing now to come to the heart of the South of Market to announce the purchase of this site for United Playaz. So UP and I go way back. Actually, Misha and I go really way back. We went to school together. But Rudy, Misha, and I have known each other for a long time. I started out in the youth organizing world. And so when I came on the Board of Supervisor, Rudy and Misha said, we have really big dreams. We see that the neighborhood is changing around us. We live here, and we want to make sure that we stay an integral part of this community. We want to buy our building. And that is not a small feat here in the South of Market. It is not a small feat. But many years ago, a lot of the folks actually in this room had the foresight when they saw the development coming, and they established something that was really extraordinary, and that was the SOMA Stabilization Fund that the mayor referred to. And I see members of our CAC, Connie Ford, Tom Temprano, Al Manalo here. Yeah. Thank you. And they provided the seed funding, the $400,000. It got us close to halfway there, not quite. And then Rudy said, we have all these new neighbors coming into the South of Market. How can we work with them and partner with them and let them know that it is in their interest to make sure that UP stays in the South of Market? And so I think over a year ago, a lot of the folks that are in the audience came to this room through some persistent actually not very persistent phone calls. I should give you all credit for that. Not very persistent phone calls, and came in this room and were swept away by the young people that are here behind us and the vision that Rudy and Misha and the staff had. And I just have to acknowledge our private sector. I don't want to kind of water down the statement that, there are two cities here in San Francisco. We all know that that exists. But what's happening today is the success story of these communities coming together. And the story was, as new residents come in, as new companies come in, we need to make sure that this neighborhood stays safe and healthy and affordable. And a lot of the developers that were here in this room and private companies said, you know what, this is in our interest. By the way, I live half a block away, so this is in my interest that this neighborhood is safe, right? And I just want to acknowledge, I know Chris Foley, Alan Lowe, Helen Hahn, Platinum, I see Sean Jeffries in the back, Joy Au, everyone stepped up, and they overmatched the $400,000 that the city gave, and then on top of that provided legal expertise, real estate and developer expertise, the same expertise that they used to build all of the private development that's happening in the South of Market to ensure that this space would exist for families and young people today. So I just want to thank everyone for your work and your commitment and investment. This was really a family coming together. I hope that we have more of these success stories where we can showcase and demonstrate that we can all work together and grow in the city together. I want to recognize our school board members that are here, Hydra Mendoza, Matt Haney, and Shimon Walton, who support Bessie Carmichael, thank you. And of course, SFPD Chief Sir, Deputy Chief Redmond, and our new captain, DiFilippo. Again, this is a partnership with everyone. I don't forget our rec center, Thank you, Tim Figueres from Gene Friend Rec Center from also being here, and West Bay, and so many of the groups that make this a reality. And our principal at Bessie is here as well. So, yeah. Anyway, all to say, I love this community, and I just appreciate that you make my work easier by making this community stronger. Thank you.
Hi. So next up, we have London Bree from District 5.
Thank you. I often find myself in different districts and people are like, what are you doing out of your district? Well, Jane and I as supervisors, we love our neighborhoods, we love our communities, but the city as a whole is important to both of us and important to the mayor, and so that's why I'm here. Rudy and I go way back. I mean, way back, hanging out on the corner, enjoying ourselves, enjoying our life. Yes, we had challenges in our community, but sadly, you know, we grew up in neighborhoods where too often we lost too many people. And looking up here, I see people that are not with us any longer, people that I hung out with, people that I love, people that I care about. We lose far too many young people to gun violence on our streets, and that's why the fact that Rudy has stepped up to the plate and created this organization and has been consistent in his advocacy of supporting young people is pretty amazing. Because it is hard work. As a former director of a nonprofit where I work with young people, it is hard work working with young people. He and I both were those young people that you probably never wanted to work with. But someone believed in us, supported us, encouraged us, and that's why we're here today. Because our young people now, more than ever, need that support, need that love, need that encouragement. Buying this building is significant. It's the first step. But United Players continues to be an important part of the community by not only working to have kids have access to a safe environment, but they become a part of the community by consistently volunteering to clean up and make their communities better, not just in this area, but all over the city, by consistently supporting gun buybacks, by consistently doing everything they can to protect the lives of our young people today. So this building and owning this building is amazing, but United Players continues to need your support. So this is a great day. This is a day of celebration, but the work continues, and I am so grateful to be here. Rudy, I'm so proud of you. I know you're way older than me, but I'm so but I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you and the work that you continue to do. And thank you so much for your advocacy. So now it's time for us to begin the process of passing the torch to the next generation. That's all of you. You have a community of people who love and respect and appreciate you and want to see great things out of you. So always remember that. Stay true to yourself. Stay focused. We're going to do this one kid at a time. We're going to change San Francisco for the better for our young people. Thank you, Rudy, for being an example.
That was a moving speech. So before we end, I just want to say thank you, Uncle Rudy. You know, with you being here, you've inspired us all. You know, I've been able to come to you and talk to you for a long time. You've been helping all of us. You know, all the Bessie kids. I'm helping y'all here. So yeah, that's all I gotta.
First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody who's here, because everybody who's here is meant to be here. And so I'm so grateful with the gratitude to see so many partners that helped out to make this happen. You guys know who you are. I ain't even got to mention all you guys. One person we do got to do acknowledge who he wasn't able to make it, is the Honorable Willie Brown. He connected me. He hooked me up like a tow truck. You feel me? And so they say it ain't what you know, it's who you know. Or better yet, who knows you, who even likes you. And so, you know, I'm just playing my part as one person, but the people who are actually doing the work and that need to be acknowledged is my staff. They the frontline soldiers. I know he is. If there was enough room, I would have you guys up here. Because the work that we do, we put our life on the line every single day, just like the officers here. But we do it without even thought. It's just something that we do on reaction because it comes from a place called compassion and we care. Because Lord knows we don't get paid enough to do the work we do. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all you got stabilization fund, all the developers. I see Sean in the building. How you doing? $1 million tie. You park your helicopter on the roof. And all the other partners here, right? True Mark, Desi, Danielle, all you guys who've been amazing connecting the dots. So you got to understand out here in the hood, we don't have no ships, we don't have no canoes or no boats. So we learned how to build bridges. This brother right here, you got to see him, he's on the wall up here. I knew Ed when he was DPW, right? Me and Jane, we go back like a hot bowl of grits anyway. That's my homegirl. Me in London, you know what time is it? And I'm glad I'm friends with the police now. Yeah, you know if the chief is here and Mike is here, it's all good. You know what I mean? They say from the ghetto streets to the executive suites.
Yes, yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
But I want to just say, I know I don't want to miss nobody. I really don't, because it's amazing work. But I do want to acknowledge some real good folks. I want to get Rico up here. Come here, Rico. Jim. Hey, Jim, come on up here, Jim. Jim. And my brother Glenn, come on up here. Come here real quick. Mary Ed Lee, the rest of the folks here, you know, there's a lot of prominent people. What's happening, Simi? Come on up here. These brothers right here are really true testimonies of redemption. These guys all been in prison and had life sentences. Jim just recently came home after doing like 30 years. Rico, he's been home for a while and doing phenomenal work in the community all over the city. Been gone for 25 years, right? My brother Damien, who was down in the feds, who did over a decade. My brother Glenn right here, Glenn Holden, who did 45 years, are here now as stakeholders and giving back to the community. See, what you guys don't know, I'm born and raised in this neighborhood. Right, Alan? I'm born in, that's over 100 years right there of wisdom. I'm born and raised in this community, right? My mama lived on 9th and Howard and moved here in 1960. She recently got displaced. The month she got moved out and they sold the house, I signed a lease for this building. That's God working right there. And so, you know, I acknowledge to all my staff here, these brothers right here who are tremendous and relentless, who want to give back. You want to find solutions and answer to curbing the violence? Not all of it. These brothers right here working with SFPD and right here for the kids. That's the answer right here. I want to give, you know, a big shout out to you guys, Glenn, right? You imagine, man, after doing 45 years locked up in a dungeon, but able to come home and still have love and compassion for the people. That's what it's all about. Remember that, you guys. That's what it's about. It's about caring. It's about kindness. And it's about love. And this is what this center is about. We're here for a safe spot for everybody. This spot right here and all our other partners in the neighborhood. Y'all know who you is. I ain't got to mention all y'all. You guys know what we're here for. The water work, the heat is on, and the cable work. And so we would never be homeless, though, Ed Lee. We will not be homeless as long as we continue to build the relationships that we have. Because you're right, Jane. It's about building these relationships. They ain't going nowhere, and we ain't going nowhere. And so we got to learn how to unify and come together, right? Pinterest in the house, Brother Charlie, thank you. And so you will see a dynamic mix of people in here because you know what? I am a united player. We are united players up in here. And UP means up. And what does that go, Marquise? All the way to heaven, baby. And so that's who put this together and used me as an instrument and a vessel for everybody to come together. On a normal day, you wouldn't see this. But we're here together because the man upstairs. And so I want to say thank you guys to all the kids who's here, everybody who's partners in this. You know what I mean? Let's continue, man, to build the relationships that are meant to be so we can build and have safety for our kids in the community. Everybody wants safety, am I right? Yes. Yes. Everybody want money, right? Put your money on Pacquiao Saturday. Don't hate. This United Players, not the United Haters. Oh, hold on. We're going to have another press conference next week. But from the bottom of my heart, I really want to say thank you to everybody who was here, who was meant to be here, and who's a part of helping this happen. We're not finished, Mayor Ed Lee. I want to build another floor and a rooftop. Willie Brown and Jane Kim's rooftop. We're going to name all these rooms after all y'all people who donated to us. Just name the toilet after me. The toilet bowl. So God bless y'all. Thank you guys for coming. You guys have an amazing, beautiful day. We have a lot of food, a lot of pastries. Mitchell Salazar, come up here. You and Sammy one time. Come here. Come on up. I got to introduce you to some real frontline soldiers, man, who make this really happen. Because these are people that people don't see every day.
Rudy, nephew.
Okay. All right. And so thank you guys for coming and showing up. I love y'all, man, like a fat kid love cake. And so what we want to do, I was told by the Mix Master Blaster, the boss, we can go in the front of the building and we can take a picture together as a family. We with that, y'all? Let's keep making this money, y'all. God bless y'all.